Hello friends, I am Arpit and I am here with today's analysis. Today is 9th of January and we will be dealing with two very important topics which are in news. First is landslide dams in Uttarakhand. In a study conducted by IIT Roorkee, they have found out that how these landslide dams which get formed after the landslides and these landslides stop the flow of the rivers, causing the water to accumulate, making lakes, and then over the period, these lakes or these stoppages are not so profound or so strong, so it leads to floods downstream. So this study has found out that how these dams have been dangerous in the past, and with the advent of climate change and global warming, these kind of activities are now on the rise, so the threat is increasing. Next is Bharat Pol. This is a noble initiative which is undertaken by Ministry of Home Affairs. The CBI has, developed this under its watch. And what is Bharat Pol, entitled for? It is responsible for gathering information from other countries with respect to transnational crimes like cyber crimes, financial frauds, money laundering, drug trafficking, and such like. Bharat Pol will not only increase coordination with other countries, but yes, within the country as well. The various law enforcement agencies in India can coordinate with each other in real time. This is what the purpose of Bharat Pol is. So, law enforcement in India is becoming more and more effective. A few days ago, we talked about CCTNS. Now it is Bharat Pol. Then we will be dealing with the MCQs based on these two topics and discussing the answers of the MCQs of yesterday. Now, the first topic, that is landslide dams in Uttarakhand. So, landslide dams, first of all, let us understand what dams are. So, rivers are flowing, you know, and rivers are blocked by this structure. A reservoir or a lake is created, and then when needed, what gates are opened of the dam and the water gets released. These this particular water falls on the turbine rotates, and electricity is produced. This is how dams work. Now, this blockage for the flowing water is a very crucial component of a dam. And when we use the word landslide dams, okay, so these dams are created by landslides. Now, there is no man-made structure, but yes, what happens in a landslide dam? River water is flowing, rivers are flowing, and in the vicinity, the mountains are there. From the mountains, landslide happens, and the mud, the boulders, the rocks, the trees, they come down and then they block this river flow, thereby creating a lake. These lakes are called as landslide lakes. Now, this material which has come down, soil, boulders means rocks, trees, whatever is there in these, in the vegetation of these mountains, that comes down. That creates a temporary blockage. That blockage can last for months, years, or even days. You don't know. But when this blockage is removed, because constantly this river will be exerting pressure on this, so then there will be chances of landslide lake outburst floods downstream. Because when this landslide has blocked the river flow, creating a lake, this is called as landslide lake, the flow of water downstream is extremely reduced. And when suddenly this water will be released, that will cause landslide lake outburst floods. Now, in this study by IIT Roorkee, they have found out that the incidences of landslide dams in Uttarakhand are on the rise. Reasons: climate change, global warming, and other human activities like deforestation, construction of roads, and all are also responsible for it. Now let us look into the details of this particular report and the key findings. So first of all, landslide dam happens when a large landslide blocks a river. So this large landslide is blocking a river, forming a natural barrier. So the natural barrier is formed. While these dams can create temporary lakes are created over here. They are unstable and can break easily. When these dams collapse, they can cause landslide, lake outburst, floods downstream. So obviously it will harm the downstream area. Uttarakhand, with its mountainous landscape, is highly vulnerable to these events. A lot of rivers flow through Uttarakhand. India's longest river, Ganga, originates in Uttarakhand, flows downstream. So let us look at the rivers which are the most vulnerable rivers. So as per this, report published by IIT Roorkee, it was titled as Landslide Dam Studies in Uttarakhand, India, Past, Present and Future. It identifies Alaknanda River as the most vulnerable to landslide dams. Alaknanda is one of the tributaries which, merges with Bhagirathi to form Ganga. So Alaknanda, before meeting Bhagirathi, it is called as Alaknanda. After meeting Bhagirathi, Alaknanda and Bhagirathi, that is called as Ganga. So Alaknanda is the most vulnerable river to these landslide dams. After that, Mandakini River, Dhauli Ganga, Bhagirathi River are also other rivers at risk in Uttarakhand. Uttarakhand's unique topography, narrow valleys, steep slopes, and deep gorges significantly increases the risk of landslide dams. And in such narrow valleys, landslides are more likely to block rivers, leading to the creation of unstable lakes that can rupture without warning. Rupture means that blockage, which is temporary, that can go off anytime. Now, climate change and increased vulnerability. Due to climate change, extreme weather events are witnessed. If there will be rainfall, the intensity of the rainfall will be very high. The frequency of the rainfall can be very high. It can lead to cloud bursts as well. And all these things can cause landslides, more and more landslides. So these landslides can create landslide dams. If I talk about the landslide dam formation timeline, so they have been forming in the region for centuries, this region, Uttarakhand region, with some occurrences dating back to the last glacial maximum. LGM was a period around 29,000 to 19,000 years ago from now. Significant events, they have been recorded more recently, particularly since the 19th century. And global warming or climate change has started to go up since the 19th century. Probably in the 21st century, it is the highest. And this highlights the growing frequency of such occurrences. But yes, these are not such kind of occurrences which are happening after the 19th century only. They were happening before also. But yes, the intensity, frequency was very less. Now it has increased. And yes, many factors are responsible, and among them, one major factor is climate change or global warming. Talking about Chamoli, Chamoli district has been identified as the most vulnerable areas for landslide dams in Uttarakhand. And it includes districts like Rudraprayag, Uttarkashi, neighboring districts also. So Chamoli, Rudraprayag, Uttarkashi, and these are located in the Garhwal region of Uttarakhand. In Uttarakhand, there are two major regions, Garhwal and Kumaon. These are there in the Garhwal region. Okay. Historical example we have Gohana Tal. Gohana Tal is a landslide lake which was formed in 1893, created by a large landslide blocking the flow of a river in Chamoli district. The lake created by this blockage partially breached in 1894, 1 year down the line, and fully ruptured in 1970, around 76 years after that, leading to massive downstream flooding. So we don't know actually when the rupture will happen. That is the risk associated with this kind or these kind of dams. Obviously, we cannot generate electricity over here. We are not generating electricity over here. This is not that kind of dam. This breach impacted areas as far as Haridwar, around 200 kilometers away from this Gohana Tal. And it serves as a chilling reminder of the danger that long-standing landslides, dams pose. So, yes, landslides in themselves create a lot of damage, but yes, this is a related damage with the landslides. Triggers and impact factors. There are seasonal triggers like in the monsoon where rainfall is much. So, landslides are more. They trigger, landslides which may block rivers and create natural dams. Then cloud bursts and debris slides. These have become common. And yes, we can attribute climate change for these kind of activities also. Heavy rainfall, cloud bursts are common triggers for landslides. The study points out that the debris slides, which are the most common type of landslides in Uttarakhand's hills, often block rivers, forming unstable natural dams. So these are, the triggers and impact factors. But yes, some human activities are also responsible for these kind of, formations. First is deforestation. Deforestation means you are cutting the trees, and if you are cutting the trees in the slopes, then the soil holding capacity reduces. Trees hold the soil, and when the soil holding capacity reduces due to deforestation, landslides will be easy. That mud will slide easily because there is nothing to hold it back. And who is doing deforestation? Animals are not doing, the humans are doing. That is why this is one such human activity which is responsible for, you know, these kind of landslide dams. Then road construction and hydropower projects, these make the already weakened Himalayas further weakened. Himalayas are already weak. They are young fold mountains, and these road construction and all, make them further weakened, thereby making them more prone to landslides. Does that mean that we stop making roads? Actually, we cannot stop making roads because tourism and border connectivity both are very vital for us. So, we can make or we can go for sustainable models of connectivity or commute. So, that is what we need to understand and do with respect to this. Preparedness and mitigation measures for these landslide dams. Unpredictability of landslide dam stability. So this is the basic nature of this landslide dam. It is unpredictable. You don't know when it will be breached, like that dam in the Chamoli district, which was created on this particular lake, that is the Gohna Tal. 1893 it was formed. Then it was breached in 1894, partially breached in 1894 for the first time, and then after 76 years, 1970, it was breached. That created damage. So we don't know, we cannot predict when, breaching will happen. So this unpredictability of landslide dam stability is there as a, major challenging factor, and we have to manage in this scenario. Stability of these dams is difficult to assess and they can fail suddenly, triggering destructive floods downstream. And since these dams can exist for decades before breaching, it's crucial to continuously monitor their condition. So they have to be monitored continuously in real time. Monitoring can be done, and with the adoption of new technological tools and all, monitoring can be better, I would say. Then importance of preparedness. Despite a decrease in major incidents since 2018, the study underscores the importance of disaster preparedness. The unpredictable nature of landslide dam breaches means that local authorities must have effective early warning systems in place. Communities in high risk areas like Chamoli, Rudraprayag, and Uttarkashi should be regularly educated on evacuation procedures and the signs of impending dam breach. So, we need to do preparedness in that region. And last is monitoring and risk assessment. We need to continuously monitor remote sensing, drone. These are the new technologies which have come now. So, we can use these to continuously monitor such kind of situations. Next is Bharat Pol. So, you might have heard about Interpol. Interpol is international policing. Now, on these lines, we have launched Bharat Pol. So, Bharat Pol is an online portal. It is developed by or developed under the aegis of Central Bureau of Investigation (CBI), and Union Minister of Home Affairs Mr. Amit Shah has launched it, officially launched this portal. Now, what will this portal do? First of all, it will provide India's law enforcement agencies with access to real-time information. Real-time information means that is international information, information from other countries. and this will facilitate better coordination and fight against cross-border crimes. Cross-border crimes like cyber crime, financial frauds, money laundering, drug trafficking, human trafficking, etc., etc., etc. Now, if I talk in detail about this context and government efforts, so under the leadership of the Prime Minister, the central government has undertaken multiple initiatives to modernize and empower India's law enforcement infrastructure. I was talking about CCTNS a few days ago. CCTNS is one thing, Bharat Pol is another thing that has made law enforcement infrastructure more efficient. So, Bharat Pol portal is part of these broader efforts to enhance India's police capabilities in handling complex transnational crimes. Now, these include cyber crimes, financial crimes, drug trafficking, human trafficking, online radicalization, organized crime, etc., etc. And this portal aims also to increase or address the increasing challenges posed by these crimes. And these types of crimes can be tackled if there is swift international collaboration, because these are kind of transnational crimes. Most of them are organized crimes. And in organized crime, an organization like structure is there. The boss is sitting in some other country and committing a crime in some other country. So if crimes are being conducted or done transnationally, then to tackle such kind of crimes, better coordination has to be there between two or more nations where these crimes are being planned and being facilitated. This is what the main aim of Bharat Pol is. Context, how Bharat Pol works. So, first of all, real-time access to international cooperation. Bharat Pol portal will streamline the process of accessing international police assistance, making it easier for India's law enforcement agencies to request help in criminal investigations. And this also includes accessing Interpol notices, such as red notices. Interpol issues multiple colored notices, like red notice for seeking arrest of fugitives. Other color coded Interpol notices related to different types of criminal alerts are there. Then collaboration with Interpol. It is not a competitor to Interpol, but yes, it is a collaborator or a complementary to Interpol. The CBI, serving as the National Central Bureau of India for Interpol, plays a vital role in facilitating cooperation between Indian law enforcement and global counterparts. Through Bharat Pol portal, police officers across India will have direct access to Interpol's network, ensuring quicker and more efficient responses to criminal investigations. So, this is there. Then it is a unified platform for stakeholders. The portal will unify multiple stakeholders involved in criminal investigations like CBI, Interpol liaison officers at the central, state and union territory levels, unit officers at the district and police station levels, and SP, Superintendent of Police and Commissioners of Police. Now, this integration aims to replace the traditional methods of communication, letters, faxes, emails. All these people inside the country will be getting real-time information through this portal. So, the jobs are two. One, international coordination with other countries, police agencies, and inside India also, with these kind of officers or these kind of organizations, we have to share the information through Bharat Pol in real time. Now, addressing growing threat of transnational crimes. So, these type of crimes are increasing day by day, and with the advent of globalization, such types of crimes have increased, unprecedentedly, I would say. So, there is a need to tackle such kind of crimes, and for that, better coordination needs to be done. So, what kind of crimes are there? Cyber crime is there. Cyber crimes are any crimes happening in the cyberspace using digital platforms. If any type of crime is happening, that is called as cybercrime. Financial crimes like money laundering, fraud, and other financial crimes, they involve multiple countries and require coordinated global efforts. Drug and human trafficking. International syndicates involved in trafficking require fast cross-border cooperation, and a lot of terrorist organizations nowadays indulge in drug and human trafficking. This is the source of income for such kind of organizations. Then online radicalization, terrorist activities and online radicalization, they try to falsely motivate the people, brainwash them online, and then maybe recruit them for some terrorist outfits. So Bharat Pol will play, a crucial role in tackling all these types of crimes. So that is why it is important. Enhancing police efficiency and effectiveness. So how it will have, or it will grant faster access to international assistance. As I said, that coordination between Indian agencies and the agencies of other countries. And second is improved real-time coordination between local law enforcement agencies like superintendent of polices and Interpol liaison officers inside the country. Then CBI. All these people will be connected through this particular portal called as Bharat Pol. Now, alongside the launch of this Bharat Pol, there was also this award ceremony where the Home Minister, honored 35 CBI officers. They have been awarded President's Police Medals for Distinguished Service, Union Home Minister's Medal for Excellence in Investigation. So, these kind of medals or these kind of honors were also given. So, to conclude, this Bharat Pol is a major step forward in India's law enforcement. It is bringing in digital public infrastructure into the picture. And not only India's law enforcement will improve, but all those countries who participate with us and cooperate with us on this Bharat Pol platform, their law enforcement can also be improved. Apart from it, India's digital public infrastructure will be, into limelight in other countries once again through Bharat Pol. So this becomes very important. Most importantly, the ultimate objective is to tackle those transnational crimes, which are, cyber crimes or, money laundering types of crimes, human and drug trafficking and such kind of crimes. They will be tackled. Now coming to the MCQs. First is consider the following features of landslide dams and mark the correct ones. Landslide dams can create temporary lakes. Landslide dams can cause landslide lake outburst floods. Only one, only two, both one and two, neither one nor two. Carefully answer them. Second, which of these lakes is an example of landslide dam lake? Sattal, Nainital, Roopkund Lake or the Ghona Lake? Very simple, straightforward question. Third, which of these can be the reasons for landslide dams formation? Deforestation, climate change, road construction. Very carefully answer this question. Find the correct combination, only two, only one and two, only one and three, or all of the above. Fourth, which organization in India serves as the National Bureau or National Central Bureau for Interpol in India? National Investigation Agency, Central Bureau of Investigation, Central Vigilance Commission, or the Indian Army? Fifth, which of these are the objectives of Bharat Pol? First is faster access to international assistance. Second is improved real-time coordination between local law enforcement agencies. I think this is simple one. Only one, only two, both one and two, neither one nor two. Now, the answers to the MCQs of yesterday, that is 8th of January. First is consider the following statements with respect to Abdali missile and mark the correct one. Abdali missiles are short-range ballistic missiles. Yes, the range is 400 kilometers. They are ballistic, short-range missiles. They are also known as Hut-2 in the Pakistani army where they are deployed. So both of these statements are correct and C is going to be the correct option over here. Second, which ministry has launched two new categories of visas for foreign students to study in India? It is not Ministry of Education. Ministry of Education has that portal, Study in India portal, where both these scholarships or both these kind of visas will be posted. But yes, these kind of visas have not been launched by Ministry of Education. It is not launched by Ministry of External Affairs. It is launched by Ministry of Home Affairs. Ministry of External Affairs would be the natural choice, but yes, it is not. It is Ministry of Home Affairs. Third, consider the following statements and mark how many of them are correct. The keyword over here is how many. So, first is e-student visa facility is extended to the dependents of the foreign students. No, e-student visa facility is extended to international students who have been admitted to full-time undergraduate, postgraduate, PhD or other formal programs at recognized educational institutes in India. And the e-student X visa, this is for the dependents. So both these statements are wrong. Third statement, study in India portal is managed by Ministry of Education. I just told you, yes, this statement is correct. So only one statement is correct over here. Fourth, consider the following statements and mark the correct one. Constitution of India mandates minimum 33% reservation of seats for women in the panchayats. Yes, the statement is correct. It is minimum 33%. It is up to you if you want to give more than that. And many states have given up to 50% also. Then second statement, Panchayat se Parliament tak initiative aims to connect grassroots women leaders with the legislative process. This statement is also correct. It is aiming to give them exposure about the law and making, the policy making at the central level, that is the highest level. So both these statements are correct and C is the correct option over here. So with this, we have come to an end of today's session. I will be seeing you tomorrow now with more such informative news pieces. Till then, you guys very well know what to do. Not repeating it today. Namaste. Jai Hind.